We are back with another edition of Stuff You Don't Usually See. This time, I dragged into my office, Studio J, Emily Fisher. Emily, am I correct that your title is Assistant Director of Capital Projects?
Yes.
Did I get that right?
That's right.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about the new City Hall that's under construction right behind this beautiful old City Hall. Right?
Yes.
So you ready to do this for the radio
Yes,
folks?
Absolutely.
Okay, here we go. Well, thank you and good morning. My guest today is Emily Fisher. She is the Assistant Director for Capital Projects for the City of College Station. Thank you for agreeing to have a conversation with me, by the way.
Yeah, anytime.
Okay, anytime, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. That sounds wonderful. So we're going to talk about the new City Hall, and this has been so interesting for me, who has nothing really to do with that structure, to watch it go up. Mm-hmm. It is a huge facility, and we sort of have a ballpark date of when we might be able to transition into it. But let's start out with a pop quiz. Approximately how large is the new City Hall?
It is 79,000 square feet, 3 stories.
That's about, twice the square footage as this building?
Around there. I actually don't know the exact square footage of this building because it's kind of been piecemealed through the years.
This is a Frankenstein building?
Yes, yeah. It is. But yes, approximately twice the size.
Okay. And let's see, next question. Approximately how much was budgeted for that new City Hall project?
So the budget for the entire project budget in the approved capital plan is $39.3 million.
But we are going to come in so much under that, thanks to you.
Yes, actually we are. We are tracking to be quite a bit under that $39 million number.
Which is actually terrific. Because I'm guessing, and you may need to explain this to me actually, I understand that cost of construction materials and availability of construction materials has changed significantly over the past several months or years, so forth. Has that affected or not affected the City Hall project?
It actually has not affected it very much. So we were lucky in that when we bid the City Hall project, it was right prior to the pandemic hitting, and we just got a really good value on the materials, the labor, everything needed for the building. What you're seeing now, the increase in prices, that has not affected the City Hall because they pretty much had all the materials prior to the supply chain disruption of the winter storm. So we've been very lucky that we haven't been affected by that because other projects have been, and this one it hasn't. So
that's excellent.
Yeah, great news.
So approximate date, month, season that we think that we're going to be able to actually transition from this City Hall to the next?
So our goal is to have everyone moved in to the new building by the end of the year. So we're looking at the December timeframe to get personnel from here, the old building, over to the new building. Now, just because we move everyone, there's still a lot of work that has to happen on the whole site because we are demolishing the City Hall that we're currently sitting in. So still there will be a lot of work, but hopefully people will be moving in December.
Do you know how excited people are who work in this building to actually know that they're going to see it come down?
I've heard that from many people.
I bet you have. Because there's a broader plan for this site, for this city block. Let me see if I can do this. The boundaries are Texas Avenue, Francis Drive, Foster Avenue, and Gilchrist, right?
Yes, very good.
Thank you.
Those are the boundaries.
I did that all by myself. So there's a broader plan for this site. I don't know that everything's been determined, but in general terms, how do we think that this block is going to evolve? Do you know?
Well, it's going to look a lot different. Of course, the building being there, and then this building will be gone in kind of a grassy open area for right now. All the trees along Texas are remaining, so more open space, and then of course a huge building sitting back at the back of the site. So I think there's still a lot of options and plans for what's going to happen with the site moving on in the future, but just when this project is complete, it's just going to look very different as it is. So
Yeah.
very exciting.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be a catalyst for additional change and redevelopment and evolution in this whole area, I would think.
Yes, yeah, I hope so. Yeah, it's really going to just kind of be like that landmark on this side of town. There's just not really anything like it, so it's going to be great.
So talk about some of the features of this new building. Like, what are some things that people should know about this new city hall?
Sure. So the council chambers, for one, is going to be much larger, can hold much more people than our current council chambers. So that's a big change that we're looking forward to. Just from an office space standpoint, much more conference rooms, training rooms for staff that can be used by the public. Just a big break room, things we just don't have in this building, we will have in the new building.
Yeah, one of the things that City Manager Brian Woods is really excited about is, I don't know what the official name of the room is, but it's this community room that is on the north end of the first floor. It's really a big space, but his idea is that community groups will be able to use it even after hours, that it sort of seals off from the rest of the city hall, and that is something we don't have anything like that in our city facilities.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's set up as a training room, and we'll have furniture to be used as a training room for staff, and then at the same time can be used as a place for public meetings, community outreach events can be held there. It's built in a way that it can be isolated from the rest of the building, so that portion could stay open past the rest of the building closing. And you're right, we don't have a whole lot of facilities like that. I know a lot of people, we have to go to fire stations or down at utilities off of Graham Road to have those kind of rooms, and now we'll have it at City Hall, so that is really neat.
Now, I know you didn't design this building. Your job is to make sure it's built and built well. And
yes, yeah.
You're dragging this project over the goal line. But is there a particular element, whether it's inside or outside, that you just really absolutely love? No matter how small it is, how big it is, just something you're like, that is my favorite part of this thing.
The arches in the front, or they're actually around the sides of the building too, but they're kind of everywhere. But yeah, the main arches in the front, you can kind of see them right now. You'll be able to see them more once they finish the masonry. But really cool feature of the building, kind of gives it that classic train station feel.
Yeah.
And then I'm very interested. I'm really liking the way the clock tower is looking.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure how that was going to look in real life. It looked great on the renderings of the project, but yeah, it's kind of, you can see it from far away in town, different spots. Because of our elevation, you can see actually the top of the clock tower. So I think that's going to be really neat.
Now, there will be clock faces on all four sides of
Correct.
that. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I was lobbying for a digital clock. That was totally dismissed. So do you know, I mean, do you have any idea what those clock faces are actually going to look like?
No, they haven't come in yet. So the contractor, the space is ready for them. That's just later on in their schedule. So I'm interested to see what they look like when they're like on the ground before they lift them up there. So we'll have to see what that looks like when they come in.
I don't even know how things like that work. Like when the time changes, does somebody have to crawl up there and do the hands back? I mean,
that's a great question.
How automated is this thing?
I've never worked with the clock tower, so I unfortunately don't know the answers to that.
Okay.
But I feel like we'll know pretty soon the ins and outs.
I think you need to do a little research.
Yes,
about that.
I do.
So here's one for you. What do you wish you knew about, I don't know, a year, 2 years ago about that project that you know now? Like, what is, in hindsight, you're like, okay, well, we're dealing with that, but it would have been nice to know.
Oh, that's a good question. So...
Because I imagine you get curveballs thrown at you every day.
Oh, yeah. well, I wish I'd known there'd been a big winter storm
Right.
right in the middle of it. And right now we're just getting tons of rain. Luckily, they're working on the interior mostly right now, so it's not affecting that. But when I took over this project, I was coming off of, or I was completing the police station, the new police station. So just things move so quickly in construction that it's completely different than, say, building a road or putting in a wastewater pipe. It's just different and moves very quickly, and you have to be kind of, available all the time to put out fires.
Well, so good question. What did you learn from that police station project that helped you with this City Hall project?
Keep track of the budget closely.
Okay.
Yeah. PD also came in under budget, which was great, but you really have to watch it because, like I said, it's moving so fast. You just need to keep track of everything that's being spent. So
what are the next big projects? Because I know you have at least a couple of them that happen after this City Hall project is done, but what are those?
So from a building aspect, we're building a facilities maintenance shop down off of Krennic Tap Road. Facilities maintenance is in our old fire station located at 1207 Texas. They kind of use half of that space. Our HR department uses the other half of that space. So they're getting their own shop that they can move into. And then after that, we will be renovating 1207 Texas Avenue to house our economic development and tourism department. So that's kind of the next big project after City Hall.
Can you even see past that?
Not right now.
No. Do you have other things going on right now in addition to City Hall? Because you I don't know, you're all things, road projects and so forth.
Yeah, we have a lot of work going on right now. We just finished up Reuter Road down south of town.
Yeah.
So that was a 2-phase project. We just finished the second phase, just opened that up. Part of a larger lots of road projects in that side of town. We have some utility rehabilitation projects going on where we're replacing water and wastewater pipes that are old. So that's going on over in the Woodson Village area. I think they're actually on Tim Street right now. And just north of that, we also have a project to reconstruct the streets and add sidewalks around Oakwood Middle School or Oakwood Intermediate School and Annam Consolidated Middle School. So, and that one's wrapping up, should be complete by the start of school. So lots of stuff, and that's just a tip of the iceberg. There's a lot going on. We're building a water tower.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, that's a big one too. So lots going on.
Well, I don't know how you had time to come in here and talk to me, but thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
And I'll catch up with you again as we get closer to opening up that new place and
Sure.
knocking down this place.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you. Emily Fisher, Assistant Director for Capital Projects. And thank you guys for letting us come on and talk about the city of College Station. And that is stuff you don't usually see.